Okay, welcome back to this third session. In the first session, we thought about the uniqueness of Christianity that's based on the person of Jesus and the resurrection, and that the resurrection validates the claims of Jesus. In the second video session, we thought about the importance of having a genuinely open mind, and I hope you've taken that on board. If you don't have an open mind, then there is no point in continuing with the series. But if you have an open mind, then you can follow the evidence wherever it leads. In this next session, we're thinking about why a resurrection or a miracle of that extraordinary kind of nature is actually rational and necessary if God is true and if Jesus is who he claimed to be. You see, what do I mean by that? Well, supposing Jesus really is from God, let's just, if we're having an open mind, we're open to that possibility, we're asking that question, we say, okay, Jesus, he really is from God. Supposing he was, and he wanted to persuade you that he was who he claimed to be. So he brings amazing teachings. Well, that would put him on a par with others who brought amazing teachings. But he does that, he brings these amazing teachings and they affect the world, they affect people, and that's wonderful. But if that's all he did, well then it's difficult to accept that he's who he claimed to be. You see, it doesn't take God to bring amazing teaching. Albert Einstein was a pretty good guy, and he wasn't God. Mahatma Gandhi, he brought some great teachings to this world, but he was not God. So Jesus, he's got to do something more than just bring teachings. The Bible tells us that he did many amazing miracles. Well, I don't know if you know, but there are lots of people that claim to have done miracles. And the problem with the miracles of Jesus, although I'm completely persuaded that they really happened, is that it's very difficult to find evidence of them because it happened such a long time ago. But when it comes to the resurrection of Jesus, that is a historical event that had such an impact that we can examine it. Now the thing is, the resurrection of Jesus is important because any other kind of miracle really wouldn't be sufficient. Because lots of people have claimed to have healed people and done all those sorts of other things, but how many people claim to have been raised from the grave? More importantly, how many people have claimed to be raised from the grave to never have died again? The resurrection of Jesus is essential to Christianity because everything that Jesus taught and all the miracles that he did, they kind of hang in the balance. Did it really happen? Well, the way that we can know it really happened is if a resurrection did take place, because Jesus himself predicted that he would be raised from the grave. So we read in the Gospel of Matthew, for example, Matthew chapter 16, it says, "From that time on, Jesus began to explain to his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things at the hands of the elders, chief priests and teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and on the third day be raised to life." That's one example of Jesus teaching that he would be raised from the grave. So his resurrection serves to validate all his claims about himself and about the things that he claimed to have done. So if the resurrection didn't happen, we can ignore everything. If the resurrection did happen, then we have good reason to believe the scriptures on everything else.